everyone. In this video, I am going to talk to you about PCS tips that I use to make my moves run smooth. For those of you who don't know what PCS is, it stands for Permanent Change of Station. Active duty military personnel usually change duty stations every 2 to 3 years unless the individual decides to extend and can extend at a particular duty station. So it is inevitable if you are active duty, you will have to move at least once in your military career. You can PCS from state to state, or you can do international moves from state overseas or overseas back to the States. My first tip for a PCS is to make a checklist to keep yourself organized. So all the other tips that I'm going to tell you, make a checklist of these so that you can stay organized, because a PCS can get very unorganized very quickly. The second tip I have is to keep important documents on your person and don't let the movers pack them. Important documents include your passport, your military ID, your birth certificate, your social security card, medical records, marriage certificate, court custody paperwork, and it's very important to keep at least 4 to 5 copies of your orders. You will call the military transportation office to set up a pack out date for your household goods. Household goods includes all of your furniture, your clothes, your bike stuff, outdoor equipment, kitchenware, pretty much everything that you have in your house. Except for cleaning products, liquor, lighters, and food. But basically, household goods is everything that is in your house that the movers are going to pack up for you. The military does pay for your household goods to be shipped from your current duty station to your next duty station. Before the movers get to your house to pack your things up, make sure you separate what you want to take with you. So in other words, things that you want to take with you that you need with you, and set that apart from things that you don't mind being apart for a couple of months. So things that should go with you are clothes. You should just, if you're moving in the summer, take all of your summer clothes. If you're moving in the winter, take all of your winter clothes. Typically, your household goods, they don't get delivered to you until about a month or 2 later. So that's why I'm saying separate what you need now and what you don't need for a few months. If you don't want to travel with a lot of suitcases, there's also an option to mail a box through the regular post office with things that you do want with you, but you don't necessarily want to travel through the airport with. For that, you should have a family or a friend that lives in the area that you're going to, so you actually have an address to send your things to. The military will give you something called per diem, which is it's an allowance that the military uses to partially reimburse you for food and lodging. They will not reimburse you for sending anything through the regular post office. So if you don't want to carry it with you, but you want it with you, you will have to pay for the mail through the post office by yourself. When you're traveling from one duty station to another, the military will cover the cost of 10 days of lodging at a hotel when you're interim, when you don't have a home. So when you know you're going to be moving, make sure you plan where you're going to stay. Every military base that I've ever been to does have some sort of lodging on the base. So I would look there first because they are cheaper options. But if you can't find something on base, then obviously you're going to have to look off base. So make sure you plan where you're going to stay and which hotel you'll stay at before you start the moving process. That also goes for transportation. Make sure you know, are you going to need a car? Do you have someone that's going to pick you up? Typically you'll have a sponsor, which is someone that is at your duty station that you're going to go to next, that can help you navigate the check-in process and where to go in that particular area where you're going to be stationed at. Military will pay for you to ship one car. So you will have one car, but when you get to your next duty station, you need to know, are you going to have to rent a car, or will you buy another car when you get there? If you're overseas, many people just buy a car where they're stationed at, and they will sell the car before they leave for a really cheap price, and that's usually what we do when we're overseas. In the States, people typically keep their car and just move it from state to state. Another tip that I have is the month before you know you're leaving, like you're leaving your duty station that you're currently at to go to your next duty station, grocery shop less. Only buy what you will eat for a week at a time. The reason why is you will have to throw away a lot of food if you're buying a lot of things towards the end. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to waste food or just throw it away. So just buy what you need for a little bit at a time, so you don't have to throw away all this abundance of food. And then FYI, I did say before, but you are not allowed to pack alcoholic beverages in your household goods shipments. And I know a lot of people have pets. I personally have never shipped a pet since I've been in the military. However, I have a lot of friends who have, and I asked them for the purposes of this video to let me know how to do it with the military move. The biggest thing is that the military does not cover the cost to ship your pet from one duty station to another. So that will come out of your own expenses. So when you know you have orders and you're going to transfer to another duty station, make sure you research which airlines and which companies can ship your pet. There are a lot of regulations based on what type of pet, and even for some types of pets, when the pet can travel. I know there's some breeds of dogs that the airlines will not transport during the summer because it is a high health risk for that particular type of dog. There are also airlines and companies that will ship your pet that have a military discount, so make sure you research those companies as well. So the overall arching theme during PCS time is to research things and plan ahead. You want to know where you're going to stay, what type of transportation you're going to have, and what things you want to have in your suitcase when you're leaving, what things you need to have on your person, and what things you can pack in your household goods that you don't necessarily need at this time. And the last tip, this is an important one, you do need to have your military uniforms with you, at least one of your NWUs or Navy working uniform, and one dress blues or dress whites, depending on if it's the summer or the winter, because typically you do have to check in one of your dress uniforms. So keep one of each in your suitcase with you so you can check in the right uniform. PCS time can be very stressful because you're picking up your entire home and your things, and you're moving to a completely different area. So it's very stressful, but if you stay organized and use some of these tips, hopefully can make your move less stressful. Thank you so much for watching. I am currently in the middle of a PCS myself. I am moving from Okinawa to California. So my household goods were packed up a couple days ago, and I am currently staying at a hotel with my family until we leave. So I am in the middle of it. I know exactly what it feels like to go through. but just know it's very doable and you can do it. If you have any questions or comments that you want to drop down below, please do so. I love getting feedback from you guys who are watching my videos. And again, thank you so much for watching my videos. I love the supportive community that we have created here in this YouTube forum. And if you guys want to know anything about military life, being a Navy nurse, drop me a line and I'll do a video on it. And stay safe, happy, and healthy. I'll see you in the next video.